Did you know that you can still plant a garden? Because we about to get some more food. Let's pretend like this alive. If they both survive, cool. If they don't, also cool. Also, the sun is out, so we're about to go in the house. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. But today, let me tell you what I'm out here doing. We all know I got two new green stalks, a yellow and a blue, right? Virginia and more southern states. Did you know? Did you know that you can still plant a garden? You can. It is not too late. Our last frosts are not until November, and anyone south of us, it's probably sometime later in November than us. I cannot speak to the zones that's above me because I do not know. What I do know is in Virginia, you can still start a garden, right? And so today, I'm gonna show you. I'm showing you in a green stock because that's the only space that I have left. But if you can get a garden bed, some bags, some pots, just put it in ground, you can still grow a garden right now. You really can. So I did start succession sowing this year. I started more seedlings, so let me show you. I just started seeds so that I would have seedlings available when it was time for me to plant, right? But there are also things that you can direct sow right now. So for instance, beans, you can direct sow them now. Cucumbers, squash, zucchini. Also, if you can find a short variety of tomato, like a cherry tomato, you can do miniature tomatoes because you can still get a harvest. If you've been watching garden videos or watching people on Instagram grow a garden and you're like, I really want to start, but I think it's too late. Virginia and more southern, it is not. So, all right, let's get to it. What am I going to put in this green stalk? I decided I'm going to do the yellow one. I'm leaving the blue one because I'm going to attempt to direct sow this. I have a chart from my local feed and seed store that tells me when I can direct sow things, when I need to start them from a plant, all of that. And so I'm gonna look at that. If there's anything I need to direct sow right now, I'm gonna get that direct sown. Probably not on this video, I'm not sure, because it's about 10 something, I think. Yeah, it's 10:39. And for one, I have to go drop this camera off. For two, it's gonna get hot. We don't have any sun, but it's already a little bit warm out here. In less than a week, next week, I'm gonna be starting my fall seeds anyway. So with that being said, we're gonna focus on this summer one, because if you decided I do want to garden, I think it's too late, I wanna show you that it's not too late for it. So I do have some cosmos because I want to have some flowers in it. I have nasturtiums because I also want nasturtiums. I have beans, which I'm gonna have to start more. This is my last set of beans that I have started. So I'm gonna put beans in it. We have some basil that we're gonna put in it, some purple rain tomatoes, some calendula, and then these are emerald delights. But I also have some sugar cube cantaloupe that I'm gonna put in here and some cucumbers. They are over in the garden because I'm also going to replace my Armenian yard long today. So the Armenian yard long cucumbers are over in a sale with some of the stuff that I'm gonna put in here too. We're gonna put all of that in here, and then we are gonna watch until November to see what we get out of this green stalk. I'm 100% sure that we're gonna get a harvest though, because it's not too late. Okay, y'all, so I got the Inventor's Bundle this time. 3 levels are the leaf planters. So things that have shallow roots or things that's not gonna have to go really deep can go in here. So we're gonna put the beans up here in these pockets, and we are going to trellis them, because I have noticed, I'm very new to growing in green stalks, but I'm absolutely loving it, right? But what I have noticed is beans get tall and then they want to fall over. So I did also get some trellises. So we're gonna trellis these beans. I got 6 of them, so all the beans probably aren't gonna be trellised, but that's what we're gonna do. And each of these only have 1 bean in them. I grew it with 2 beans. Also, sorry for the dogs barking. Must have just let them out. I'm really not sure what's going on there. So that's where we're gonna put the beans. The nasturtiums are also gonna go into some of the leaf pockets. Also planning to put the basil in the leaf pockets, the cosmos as well, and the calendula. Now the emerald delights, emerald delights are zucchini, by the way. I keep saying that. That doesn't mean you know what it is. The zucchini, the cucumbers, and the cantaloupe I'm gonna put down here at the bottom in the original size pockets. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the tomatoes. So what I have learned with the tomatoes is I try to put them right up under each other so that they don't, I don't put them on the same level. That's just me. And I imagine you could put them on the level behind as well. Like this pocket and then on the same level, put them in the pocket on the other side just to avoid shading, right? So that's what we're gonna do. These plants are pretty small. I do think once they get into the green stock, they'll be fine. Not to mention, you can see that the roots are growing out. So they have good root systems. So we're gonna go ahead and plant those today too. And this top level, I'm leaving because I put my strawberry in here. If you remember, I went to a farmer's market and I found native strawberries. I decided not to put them in the ground because I just feel like they're native and they are absolutely just gonna spread and I'm gonna have a problem. So this whole top tier, we're gonna leave that empty because as this grows runners, I'm just going to put it into the other pocket. So the top pocket is gonna all be strawberries, and then I'm gonna put my beans on this level here, and then I'm gonna mix everything else in. All right, actually, maybe we won't put all the beans in here because I also have other green stalks where the beans are dying out and I need to replace them. Although I could 100 and you could 100% direct sow these beans and you'll be just fine. I just happen to have some that's already started. So let's start planting. Like I said, top gonna be empty. Oh, and someone asked the question, does the water stay at the top or does it go down? No, it does not stay in the top. It does go down. In the middle of each level, there are like gray pans. And so the water will go and drop down into the gray pan. And then once it fills up, it comes out of the bottom. So let's get to planting. Now it is easier to plant without it being stacked, but I still do it stacked. I just prefer it because I can see what I'm planting and where it's going. But it is easier to do it when it's not stacked. And these beans were very much ready to come out of here. It rained when I was not here, and they set in rain. The roots set in rain. So they're also a little bit, well, not in rain, but well, yes, rain, water, whatever you want to call it. They started kind of growing together, but they'll be fine once we get them in this planter. So see, they had quite a root system and they ended up sitting in rain. So we're just planting it out. I'm not planting it any deeper than it is in the sail tray, and I'm just going to turn it and do the next one. And I try to plant it closer to like the outside of the pocket just so I can make sure it gets sun. And I always want to set my stuff in there, but that's going to make me have to clean it out because there's holes. Sit that down in there. And by the way, Greenstock is having a sale. If you were thinking about getting it, and you can use my code YellowDoor10 to get $10 off a $75 purchase if you were interested. Now this one looks a little iffy, but we're gonna put her in there anyway. See what happens. By the way, y'all want to talk about my brand trip? It was really nice. It was a dinner and I met another content creator. She was very, very nice. There was a chef there. There was an editor-in-chief of a magazine there, a local magazine to Virginia. By the way, these are top-notch yellow beans. I very much enjoyed it. We were in Charlottesville, Virginia. I stayed at a hotel called The Craftsman. Really nice, cute hotel, like very modern hotel. So these are the trellises right here. So we are going to trellis all of these. I have some other trellises that, if I'm honest, I never purchased them because I couldn't really understand how they worked. But Greenstock asked if I wanted to try something, and I was like, you know what? Let me try that. I'll try those and see how they work. I'm gonna use them for the cucumbers, the melons, and probably the zucchini if it needs it. It's a miniature variety of zucchini, so might not need it. I'm really not sure. Although the one that's in one of those bags is looking like it needs trellising, so I'm probably going to have to trellis it over here too. So that's our level of beans, and I'm excited because we about to get some more food. I have so much new space this year, and I'm just very excited to have it. Growing more food. Today I spent, so y'all, I'm all over the place. Let's just pretend like this is let's pretend like this alive. I'm all over the place. But I spent this morning like preserving my herbs. Some of them were already dried. I needed to put them in their containers. I preserved some beans this morning, so I was in the house doing a lot before I came out here. I normally come outside first and then I get stuck out here and I've done nothing for inside. So today I decided we're gonna go inside first and then we'll come back out. I originally came out to check on the chickens because I do that every morning, the chickens and the quail. But then I was like, get back in the house, girl, because you got stuff you have to do in the house. So now we're gonna go in with our basil, and that's gonna go on the second row. Oh, by the way, In this green stock, I only did granulated fertilizer. In the other green stock, I also put some rabbit manure in there because I'm interested to see if it will make my fall plants grow a little bit better. And that's what we're gonna end up seeing. And it's gonna have some time to kind of break down. So that's cool too. I honestly just up potted these plants, so probably should have just planted them, but I didn't, and that's fine. All right, so we're gonna do every other pocket as basil because I only have 4, and then in between that, I guess we'll put the cosmos because I only have 2, so that works out well. And my basil and my beds are not doing well. They've been shaded. It's not that they're not doing well. They've been shaded for since they've been planted for the most part. So I will be happy to get some basil in here. Then I have basils in another green stock that I'm pretty sure I forgot to put granulated fertilizer in. So there's that. Roots aren't all the way through yet, but the roots look good. Probably gonna have 2 that's right beside each other, but that's okay. So maybe we will put a calendula up here too, because I don't want the basil all beside each other. So we have 1 basil left. We're gonna put the cosmos up here too. And technically we have 4 cosmos. I did put some of the cosmos in with the lavender. I didn't do it on camera. I was just out here one day and I decided to go ahead and do it. So we're just gonna separate these, break up the root ball, which is super wet. These are another thing that was sitting in water. On to the next one. So I've never grown cosmos. They didn't appeal to me. And then I started seeing them in other people's garden and I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty flower on YouTube. Watch a YouTube. So I decided maybe I'll give cosmos a go. So you got herbs, which is basil. You have flowers, which is just pretty. You have beans right now. We have a strawberry plant in here. All right, so that's 2 levels planted out. And we're not, like I said, not planting the top one because we're gonna let the strawberries have that. So now we're down to our bottom ones, which we're definitely putting tomatoes in. And I'm gonna do 1 here, and 1 all the way at the bottom. All of these plants were sitting in water, y'all. That's tough. And then I will need to get some more trellises for right here, which I've already ordered some. I'm just waiting for them to get here. I ordered the tops too, so just wait for it to get here. So we're gonna go ahead and put this one in. And I'm not gonna plant it too deep because it's not that big anyway. But we do have some true leaves on it, so that's a plus. Now we're gonna move on to this one. So we'll still have a few left, which works because we have other green stalks that we're gonna need to replace things in. I still haven't gotten any harvest off of these just yet from anywhere that they are in the garden, but I feel like a purple tomato is always gonna taste good. And then I wanna space out the cucumbers and the zucchinis and things. So with that being said, we'll do a zucchini here and then on the other side as well. And then we can just fill things in. I mean, they are full of water, y'all. Oh my goodness. They probably happy to get out of here, but the roots go all the way down. And we just gonna dig a deep enough hole to slide them in here. And then we're gonna put 1 on the other side because I'm planning to put the other trellising system on here. So that's the Emerald Delight. We're gonna turn it. They do have spinners. And we're gonna put the other Emerald Delight here. Yeah, the roots look real good. And zucchini grows fast because these were also up potted sometime last week, I think. We could put another zucchini right here too. Oh, the water is dripping out of it, y'all. We could technically put 1 up on this top level somewhere. Let me figure out where though. Yeah, we could put 1 right here, I think. I think this would be fine right here. And I'm probably gonna put a calendula or a nasturtium right beside these just to space out the vining things a little bit more. I'm gonna clean up real quick a little bit. Be right back. I'll put a nasturtium here. Then I could put a cucumber or a cantaloupe right here. Y'all, can you tell I'm focused? I'm focused. So nasturtium going in. I think I only have 2 cucumbers and 2 cantaloupes anyway. Also, sorry about the grass cutting. All right, so we need a nasturtium up here. Never put my gloves on, y'all. That's crazy. Let me go see what we have. Hold on. So I was wrong. We only have actually some Space Saver cucumbers. The sugar cubes I'm planning to plant out in the garden. So with that being said, We're going to, how many do we have though? We have we have 4 space savers, but I really don't want to disturb their roots, so I'm not going to. So we're gonna put a space saver here, and there's 2 in each. We're gonna just wait and see if 2 will grow out of here. Like I said, we're gonna use a trellising system, and they're space savers, so they shouldn't get very big anyway. Their roots look good. We love that. I can smell cucumber, y'all, without 1 cucumber being on there. I'm gonna put them on the other side over here, but on the same, actually, let's put them down at the bottom on another level. We're gonna put them down here at this level. And now we still have some pockets left, so we will see what else we could put in here. Oh, we never got any calendula in, so we could do that for sure. These Armenian yard long that you're seeing is going over in the garden, and I'll show you that too. So I put 1 calendula in there, moving around. Gonna add another one right beside it. I like calendula. I use it for my skincare, so I want as much as I can get. I do wish we had another cantaloupe, but it's okay. So I think that's 1, 2. So we'll put some up here too. And I could just direct sow a cantaloupe seed, which I might do that instead of filling it in with whatever I have extra. And because these plant roots are already so wet, and this soil is wet that's in here, or moist, I'm not gonna water this stuff in. I just don't think I should. Oh, we have another basil, so we could pop a basil down here too. Uh-oh. All right, so we only have 2 left, and they're at the bottom. We're gonna put some cantaloupe seeds in this one. Since I have to go inside to get the seeds, I figured I would go ahead and plant out these Armenian yard long. I'm gonna put 2 over here, and then on the other side, that's where I'm gonna put cantaloupe. Just moving the mulch back, and someone asked me, what do I use for mulch in my bags? The same thing that I use in the beds. I just use straw. It's from Tractor Supply. It's called Straw Boss, but it seems like a lot of people can't get their hands on that. It is also another one in there called Easy Straw, I think. Says it's good for gardens. I have not used it. I am not going to separate these roots. I'm gonna put both plants down here. If they both survive, cool. If they don't, also cool, if I'm honest. Good root system though. And these are bigger, I think, than the last ones I put in here, so perhaps they'll survive, and I don't plan to overwater them this time, so that's a plus too. So we just planted those out, and we're also gonna plant the other ones over here, and then we're gonna put the cantaloupe on the other one. And then I'm going to try not to overwater them. I'm pretty sure that's what happened the last time. Armenian yard long going in. So those are in now. We'll do our best not to overwater them. I'm gonna put our tag in there just because we have it. And now we're gonna put the sugar cube cantaloupe over here. Soil is also pretty moist. Ooh, look at the worms. Love it. Oh, y'all can't see, I'm so sorry. And they have good root system too. And I have sugar cube cantaloupe elsewhere in the garden, but my daughter really likes cantaloupe, so I'm fine to plant some more. However she can get her harvest and be able to eat some cantaloupe. And then we have more Emerald Delights, but I'm not gonna plant any more of those. All right, so now we're just gonna direct sow some sugar cube cantaloupe. I'm gonna put 2 seeds in each. I got these from Javon over at Imperfect Creations. So we're gonna direct sow these. The soil is somewhat moist, but I will probably still hit it with a little bit of water. Also, the sun is out, so we're about to go in the house. I cannot. We'll put this trellis on here, and we're going schmoop in the house. But that quick, we have planted out a lot of things that you may want to grow in the summer, and it's still not too late, just so you know. So grab you some bags, because all of the stuff I put in here can also grow in bags, and also grow in pots, can also grow in ground. So you still got time to start a garden. Y'all, I'm always gonna tell people, go ahead and start your garden. All right, let's look at these. Now, like I said, for some reason in my mind, I just can't really, and I've seen them, I've seen people use them, but I was just like, I don't know. But we're gonna put them on here and see. Also, they came in a nice little reusable bag, so that's cool. I mean, I have it out here on the ground, so there's that. But let's see here. I have 2, and I put most of my vining things on 2 levels, so that's a plus. Let's look at the directions. Let's see here. Have to lift it up. They go here. Might have to do this another day. It's too hot. I'm gonna have to take these off to put these on. So, good thing to know is make sure you put these on first. We going in the house, y'all. I'll show y'all when I get them up. Actually, I'll record when I do it. We just not gonna do it right now. The sun is on my back and you can see my forehead glistening. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.